Chapter 12 of Deadwood Dick. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Deadwood Dick's Doom, or Calamity Jane's Last Adventure, by Edward L. Wheeler. Chapter 12. Old Scavenger's Scalp. Not long after the departure of the bullwhacker, old Scavenger had quite exhausted his vocabulary of epithets, and relapsed into a more quiet state. "Curse the bullwhacker!" he hissed. "He has robbed me of my vengeance, and tied me here the mercy of the wild beasts, or any passer-by who might be of a disposition to torment me. Ho! Who comes here now?" In the early moonlight he saw a man enter the glade, and stride directly toward him. Nearer he approached, and the avenger was unable to make him out as an Indian in full war paint. It was Dancing Plume, the Apache. A shiver of dread and doubt went over the dwarf's figure, when he perceived it was not old Red Hatchet, as he had first believed. What would the Indian do to him? Perhaps take advantage of his helplessness, and scalp and torture him. Not so demented was Scavenger as to not realize the doubtful comfort of such a proceeding. But Dancing Plume was not that kind of warrior. He was willing and not afraid to meet any enemy face to face, weapon to weapon. He had accidentally discovered the captive dwarf from the edge of the glade, and recognized him as his rival in the suit for the hand of Cisca. He resolved to take advantage of the opportunity thus afforded to come to a settlement. "Lag! What is the poodle pale-face doing in this shape?" he demanded, pausing before the avenger and surveying him sternly. "Why is he bound to a tree?" "A cursed bullwhacker took me a prisoner when I was asleep, and left me in this condition," old Scavenger replied. "You're a good Indian. Will you set me free?" "Dancing Plume will set the pale-face free, but he must draw his knife, and fight for his scalp and his life," the Apache chief responded gruffly. "But why? What have I even done, that you should wish to force me into a fight?" Scavenger demanded in alarm, for, though of great prowess himself, he was aware that the Apaches are wonderfully accomplished in the use of the knife. "Poodle Pale-face is Dancing Plume's rival," the young warrior answered. "He holds a claim upon Cisca, the mountain flower, and Dancing Plume also claims her. Therefore Poodle Pale-face must win her by killing the Dancing Plume, or lose her by losing his own life." As he concluded speaking, the young war chief cut Scavenger's bonds, and then stood on guard, his keen blade ready for use. "Draw your knife and strike," he said firmly. "It need not take long to find out who wins the Mountain Maiden." Scavenger measured his opponent with his wild eyes for a moment, and then shook his head doubtingly. "The Indian is too skilled with the knife for the pale-face to hope to win. Therefore I'll skip." And even as he spoke he dodged to one side, and ran for dear life. But in this he had counted without his host. His first leap had not taken him so far that he could miss a terrible blow in the back from Dancing Plume's knife, a blow that promised to weaken him beyond the power of flight. We will pass over the scene that followed as something too horrible to describe. Suffice to say, when he presented himself at the cabin of Red Hatchet that evening, Dancing Plume was dangling from his belt the reeking scalp of the dwarf avenger. Chapter 13.